Before we all go into this speculation and stuff like that, and to his defense, I didn't talk to him till after a lot of this stuff is already blown out. He was trying to get in contact with Kathy Cruz from my office. She didn't return his call right away. When I finally figured out what was going on, it was on the Gazette already. It was already out there, and there was all these speculation. I told folks, give me a minute, let me figure it out. So I called the appropriate offices to figure out what was going on. What we learned is the property did go up for sheriff's sale. So a lot of folks kept saying, this guy, Wade Mott, still own it, and blah, 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 blah. That's not true. The city took the property. The liquor license has been gone from the property since '06 or '04. And in '06 it lapsed, and it never came back. So I spoke with him, and he ran down exactly what he wanted to do. Now, mind you, I don't have to agree with his ideas, but what I do have to do is provide some solutions and other alternatives what he could do with the location. What I would like to see is, if we're not going to agree with the bar or liquor or whatever, what do you want to see on the corner? Because obviously none of us want to see it abandoned. So let's figure out, instead of using this to target that. I mean, he took a lot of heat, and I got to commend you because you are taking some heat. I've been in that seat, so I know what it feel like. But what I'm saying is, we need to at least now come up with a solution.
Right.
The one thing we did with the TNT situation, we didn't only close the bar, but we start holding conversations with folks to do something different that will provide something to the community that's a benefit. So we're actually in talks of doing some type of soup kitchen or cafe for the homeless. Something, but I don't want folks to just go, directly on the attack, even though I know a lot of folks are upset. But we can't just attack folks who have spent or invested in our community. Now we have a say and say what we would like to see in our community, but we need to provide some solutions or what we would like to see. It doesn't always have to be the fact. I mean, he's his own man. He can figure out if he wants to continue to go with opposition from the community and still get liquor license. That's his choice. We can't fault the man for trying what he wants to do. But at least let's try to provide him with some sound ideas of what you want to see on that corner. Obviously, you want to see the drug dealers. You obviously want to see, the guys out there shooting dice or whatever they do on that little corner. We need to figure out what we want to see on there. And maybe that's a viable option and he may not know what you guys want to see, and it might be a good idea to him. As long as it's profitable, I'm assuming no one wants to go into business and not make any money.
So I'm sorry. So I think that corner needs to benefit the senior citizens in the area and have a soup kitchen for the seniors and open up where they can have somewhere to come and read, air condition the building in the summertime. In the wintertime, have some activities for them. But if he don't want to open up for the seniors, I'm quite sure it could be a training facility for the people that's in the area, the young people that you're trying to turn them around and put some computers in there, put some people in there to teach them how to do application, how to get a job, how to present themselves, how to dress. That's a beautiful building. Use it for the young people or use it for our senior citizens.
And then I'll go to you, Brianna, after.
One, I would just start by asking, has anybody took the time to go out to the location to see what it's set up to be to see what it's set up to be, and if it's going to be a restaurant, it should be set up in a restaurant form.
Well, when he first started, he said that he hasn't been able to work on a lower level yet. He's just been able to work on the 3 apartments above. He hasn't touched the downstairs yet. Okay. So it's still.
So yeah, if he's going to go through that process, you'll be able to see what it is. The other thing I would say is, somebody said on the level of what is not going to be able to be in this neighborhood. Well, we continue to chase away businesses that would be like Center City, then they're always going to be like Frankfurt is right now. So if somebody is willing to come in, I mean, at the end of the day, he made a choice to try to make the place into one thing. That's not going to work. And I think the one thing he's probably picked up from this meeting is, even if he does try to put that there, he's going to have a lot of problems with that there. So what he did as a businessman, and I am a businessman first and foremost, you got to figure out what you got to do, especially once you already have dollars invested in the property. So he has dollars invested in the property, now he's trying to take it in a different way. I think it's great to have something for teenagers and seniors, but at the end of the day, he's a businessman. That's something not for what he's trying to put there. He's putting something there for profit so that he can provide for his family. So that's not really the location for that type thing. Now, if he's trying to put something there viable that would be like a Warm Daddy's or a Capitol Grill or something like that, that's the kind of thing that hopefully would attract more people to the neighborhood. But if he's going to put that dollar into that building, you should be able to see exactly what's going on in that building. And it's going to be either set up like a restaurant or it's going to be set up like a strip club. And if it is, he's going to have a lot of issues.
So yeah, we're talking about for-profit businesses. If we can have some feedback from the CDC maybe of what might be a good business to put in that area versus a bar or a restaurant, something positive. Can we get some of those ideas?
Can I say something?
Sure.
Okay. Listen, I want people to listen carefully. I am a homeowner. Most of us here that are contesting that problem are homeowners. Now use me, I'm going to use me as an example, just as an example. This gentleman is going to open a restaurant. He's going to have a liquor license to sell liquor, to sell alcohol. Now on that, we already don't have problem with drugs on that block. 99% of the time you're scared to even want to come out your house because you're scared of all the drug activities going on that block. What happened now when this restaurant is selling alcohol and I go in there and I'm going to go in there, I'm going to eat, but in the meantime I am high and I could be looking at whosoever is in there that have money or what, and then the next thing you know, go out there and endanger another person's life. Why? Because I just leave this bar full with drugs, then full with alcohol, and then go out there and hurt innocent people.
I think that that's the best thing that could happen, is to have businesses come in. I'm in awe to have it. However, when it's a business such as what we know that bar is, when that bar is open, that's what we're upset again. As far as like what would work, if it was really a restaurant and we could see the floor prints and we could see the menu and we could be a part of what's going on so that we understand that you are sincere, then we might consider that. But please, understand something. We got 20 plus years. You know, we're the ones that had to go to Harrisburg and spend our time and our money because people were killed and going up and down our streets and shooting guns all over the place in broad daylights, and we had to live with all that. And the part of it was that bar and continued to be that bar. We spent years getting that bar closed, and all that happened was because of what we did. So understand that. So I am for-profit business. I would kiss your feet if you actually put something that would generate income, that would bless the community. I would do that in public for you. But the thing of it is you got a long way till that happens, and you got to let us be a part so we can truly trust what you're doing. Don't sit there and just tell me you're going to do it, and I'm supposed to go home and say, oh, he's going to do that, because that's not going to happen.
I'm Tracy O'Drain. I work for the Frankfurt Community Development Corporation. I'll just give you a little background. What we do is we actually work with people to help them get their businesses started and to make their businesses successful and provide the resources that you need to do that. And my suggestion would be, for food for thought, is that you said earlier that there's like a 16 to 18 week wait for a liquor license. There's not a wait. Great. There's not a wait to open up a restaurant. Could I make the suggestion that maybe when you get ready to, at the time that, you know, and I'm with everyone else, I'd like to see the plans, because it is something that, it's something that's absolutely needed in Frankfurt. It's something that will turn that corner around, but it's something that has to be done the right way for you to be a successful business person and not lose all this money that you've put into it, and also for everybody in the community to be happy with what's going on. And my suggestion is that maybe you should think about opening the restaurant prior to getting the liquor license. Let the community see, let the people come and eat and sit down and see what kind of atmosphere that it's going to be. I mean, I know, I eat at these places that you're talking about, I know, and it's the kind of thing that I and Michelle Feldman, our commercial quarter manager, that's the kind of thing that we're working to get.
As far as the restaurant goes, I'm on board. I'll eat there. I'll totally support it. But I think Vern ought to give it maybe a year before he applies for his liquor license to see what kind of clientele he draws into the
First
establishment.
of all, say thanks for giving up some time on 4th of July weekend, and you really all deserve a round of applause for yourself for that.
I should
Because I
say
know
that.
everybody has stuff to do, and I would like to apologize to the moderators of the meeting for trying to chime in and saying we should change the format.
Yeah.
Because yes, you did have a format, and I apologize that we felt that it should be changed, but I think what came out of it was a very good result, because a lot of people got to say what was on their mind. One person that couldn't be here with us tonight is Mr. William Pettigrew, who's the ward leader of the 23rd Ward, and he asked me to read this letter to the group. And after speaking to many members who are in charge of giving out liquor licenses and committees and, you know, government officials and so forth, he's given me this statement to read in regard to the liquor license. And what he has to say is he's writing this letter today to state that he's going to recommend that the establishment formerly known as the Jolly Post and Primo Sports Bar remain closed. The location, despite different owners over the decades, has been a nuisance and the location of many homicides. One of the last owners attempting to do the right thing with bright light, security, and removing the drug dealers was very unsuccessful and paid for it with his life. When I lived there 3 blocks away, not I, this is Bill, but when I lived 3 blocks away with my wife, she was robbed at knife point, walking to the L, trying to go to work in front of the bar. As a Republican, I believe in promoting business, but this location is a serious problem. There are many, many bars a few feet away on Frankfurt Avenue, and the community does not need another bar. And I've been told by almost every city agency and every representative from a city agency who's responded to my request for help that they will do what they need to do to make sure no liquor license is granted at this location. That's all I have to say about that. Thanks for hearing it.